The technology I will be talking about today can help the human race become an interplanetary species and can also help you at home. What technology am I talking about? 3D printing. Everyone can benefit from 3D printing, from individual people to massive multi-million-dollar companies. And what's the basic knowledge needed to 3D print? Downloading files from the internet. That's it. This can help you save money and potentially make you money. But there are some specific scenarios where 3D printing can help. First, I'll talk about how it can help individual people. Then I'll talk about how it can help big or small companies. And finally, how it can help the entire human race. There's a website called Thingiverse where you can download files for free for 3D printing. If you enter today to that website, you'll see that there are 2.1 million files that you can download for free. 3D printing at home can solve a lot of problems. For example, if you need a phone stand, you can either go on a website online and buy it for $15 to $20 and wait for it to arrive, or print it for cheap at your own home. If you need to organize the space, a drawer, your refrigerator, you can either look for the specific dimensions you want online and see if someone sells them, or design it yourself and 3D print it. You can also make money from 3D printing. You have two options. You can either tell someone what they want to print it, and then sell it to them, or you can design your own stuff and then sell it on your own website. 3D printing can help students of any age, from elementary school to university. How? By visualizing and physically touching whatever the professor is teaching them. Finally, it can also help with amputee bullying. Sadly, amputees often suffer with bullying from a young age. But companies like Open Binomics and Glaze Prosthetics can really decrease this. How? Open Binomics is selling a robotic prosthetic that's 3D printed for around $200 that weighs less than 300 grams. And the other company, Glaze Prosthetics, grabs this prosthetic and then designs it on a very futuristic way and makes it look cooler. I've spoken about how individual people can benefit from 3D printing, but now I'm going to up the scale of it and talk about how big companies or small companies can benefit from this technology. Miguel Garzón, in the webpage Metal Mecánica, says, General Electric invested $39 million in the span of 3 years to develop a 3D printing center in Pennsylvania for research and development. This is no surprise, because Marcos Razón, the director of HP Hewlett-Packard in Latin America, says the value of the digital transformation of companies can reach over $100 billion by 2025, and 3D printing can really take advantage of that. 3D printing can help prevent the pause in production chains. Andreas Langfield, the president of Stratasys, one of the biggest 3D printing companies in the world, says, in a situation where a production chain is affected, the less the company depends on external vendors, the better. This means that, for example, if you have your own company and you have a production chain, and for that production chain, you need a part from someone else, if they mess up or if they pause their production, you'll be affected as well. But with 3D printing, you can do it yourself because you can not only print with plastic, but you can print with metal, with resin, and a lot of materials, and do your own products. There are multiple parts of the production chain that 3D printing is involved in or can help in. It can be used in pre-production. That means when you don't even have your product and you're still designing it, you can prototype really fast and really cheap to physically see your product. It helps for tools of production. Once you're already producing your material, you can actually do holders, grippers, or different things in 3D printing that can help you produce the product. And finally, the actual product itself can be 3D printed. The impact of 3D printing in the manufacturing industry is massive. First of all, the prototyping is cheaper and faster than ever. It has been shortening the production times, and also it's very easy to use and safer for the people operating it instead of operating a massive machine that can be really dangerous. I've already upped the scale from individuals to big companies or small companies, but now I'm going to make it even bigger, from companies to the entire human race. But how can 3D printing help everyone? 3D printing is helping humanity in two different ways. 3D printing homes and building rockets to go to space. Rocket Mortgage, a website that sells homes, says the average cost to build an 800 square foot home can cost anywhere from $80,000 to $160,000. But companies like Icon and New Story have been 3D printing homes for an average cost of $4,000. This is 20 to 40 times cheaper than the average cost of building a traditional home. Relativity Space is a company that made a machine that can 3D print with metal, and they're making massive rockets. These rockets have 100 times less parts than the average of traditional rockets and can be produced in around 60 days. The first demonstration of a launch to go to space will be early 2022. An extra fact is that 3D printing will also be on Mars, because the companies that are planning to go there will send 3D printing robots that can make the stations or the houses in which astronauts will actually live in. Today I spoke about how anyone can benefit from 3D printing. I spoke about individuals, companies, and finally the entire human race. And with the help of 3D printing, I'll see you on Mars.